Welcome to Healthcare Sucks. This is a special report from Healthcare Sucks Plus today. We're going to title this Venezuela, 6 Days in Hell. Reason we're coming to you to take a close look at the Venezuela situation over there and what's been going on for the last 6 days and how it's affected the people. With that being said, I will be giving you the story based on reviewing things I've seen online and other newscasts and also information I personally have gathered. We'll start with now the stores have been looted over there. Many things have been taken out. Unfortunately, not just food and water. You know, when the looting starts, a bunch of other stuff tends to get taken too. And we're in that situation, of course, with looting as far as that goes. The shelves are probably just about getting bare now because the looting started a couple days ago. So with that being said, there's no reports coming out of there as far as positive things, as far as food and water being handed out by the government themselves. I did see something today where a cement truck was pouring, as clean water as you can get out of a cement truck for people. It's better than when I seen them down there scarfing it out of some dirty creek. I mean, with that being said, anytime you get water like that, you're looking at, you have to sterilize it. Whether you use, again, you need to check this out for yourself, but a very minute dab of bleach works. Again, you want to research this yourself. I'm not telling you to do anything. You could boil it, which a lot of people do. They do have other means, tablets and things, purification systems, but most people ain't going to have that. So with that being said, one report I read, and I'm just going to throw this at you, came off a Twitter account saying no rice, no flour, but they have cocaine. Well, with that being said, at least they got pain medication, Unlike over here in the U.S., where they're taking all of our pain meds away for the good apples, and we're being made to suffer, which is another thing that we will continue to talk about, but I had to get that one in. As far as health issues go, of course, food, water, you have to have these things. Medical treatment. You got people over there with dialysis now that are dying because they're not getting dialysis. Their kidneys are failing. And there's other medical procedures and things that are not getting done. Something that most people don't discuss when it's particularly in the city. If you're out of the city, this is not going to affect you. So you are eating a little bit of food, so it has to come out. You have to have bowel movements. Now you're in the city. Let's just say you're using a bucket, Where are you going to dump that? And let's talk about city people here. You think they're going to walk a mile to dump it and dig it, bury it like you're supposed to do? I don't think so. I think that's all going to get dumped in a garbage can in the city. And that's going to create some problems. Now, with that being said, no power, no lights, no water pumps work to pump the water. City life is going to be coming to an end, a stop. Bottom line here, again, is how long do you think NATO is going to sit around and do nothing without intervening? I know there's a lot of politics involved with this as far as the U.S. goes. This Guaido versus the current president, Orlando. I didn't say that right, so I'll just tell you, current president. Because he has not been removed yet by one means or another. And I did hear a couple interesting things from the Guaido guy. You should be conserving your energy and you should be conserving your resources. He's calling for the people to go out and protest in the streets on this and all this kind of stuff. That is about the dumbest thing you could be telling your people to do. They're going to burn up calories. They're going to have interactions with the police. They're going to have interactions with other people. It's because lead to violence, people getting hurt. Hospitals are down, very dumb, decision for this guy to make. Then he also confirmed on his Twitter account that the looting is going on. So they're aware of it. For all the reports I've read from coming out of the U.S. is, so far we're sitting waiting. Sounds like we would give aid, but the current president is not going to accept aid from us. Another note on that part is, a few weeks ago, a Russian plane landed and hauled out many tons of gold. Come on. You can haul the gold. You could haul in some people to fix this power plant thing. You could bring food and water. You or China, because China and Russia are backing them right now. There's things that could be happening. Maybe they are. Maybe it's behind the curtain. We're not allowed to know about these things. With that being said, if I were the president over there, I'd be getting some film out on giving out food and water and showing what I am doing and showing what I'm trying to do, restoring the power, so, you can remain there. Again, with this Guaido guy, this is how politics go. It's gone for years. Don't like somebody, let's put somebody else in. I don't think he's going to be any better than what we've got. Bottom line there. But, powers to be, big oil, etc., want him in there so they can pump out the resources. That's a fact. So we'll see how all that goes. Now, with that being said, here in the U.S., we've had long discussions, at least I have, and I'm sure you've heard about it, about EMP, electric pulse from a nuclear bomb above the atmosphere, could take down our grid in the United States. Now, we've had a couple scenarios. Katrina. Take a look back at what happened during Katrina and how it was handled, how many days and what really happened. Now we've got Venezuela. Take a look at what's currently going on there on a smaller scale. Multiply that, the U.S. Multiply that in the big cities. How long do you think it's going to last? Even if you are a semi-prepper, or some people call it insurance now by having food and water, extra canned goods, will they survive without? And you can't get out of the city. That's the other thing over there that's going on. Should be a test to everybody. The fuel pumps aren't pumping fuel. Apparently, that's come to a standstill. It's the exact scenario we talk about in the U.S. that if things, happen, that we are not going to be able to fill the shelves on the grocery stores. It's not just filling the shelves, if you could even get that done. It's then you have to have security to watch over the people. Now you've got also people over there, same scenario, cannot access bank accounts for monies and etc. There was one thing I watched where a bank was robbed and they just threw the money out on the street and burned it because it was valueless. If you think that the U.S., if shit really hits the fan, that, this same scenario with cash couldn't happen, well, you're wrong. I mean, if it goes down, the dollar goes down. And they would have a limited amount of time to get this back up. And I'd say 2 weeks. And people would, if the bad would start eating the good. The bad comes out. When you get hungry, you just can't, you become animalistic. Then we look at, and this is going to kill a lot of people. No internet, no TV, no entertainment. We got to look at those kind of things for communication. Now with that, whether you like President Trump or not, he implemented this new communication thing. Hopefully that can supersede things and still contact people, if a scenario like that were to happen. Of course, you would be receiving government-controlled messages, which you could believe about 50% if you're lucky of what that would be, in my opinion. With that being said, this is a good lesson. Every day now, you need to you need to go out on the internet and research this. Go to YouTube and research this with real news, not fake news. I did hear about it on a few of the major channels, but it's so little, and then it drew right away into politics. This news that we deal with now is mostly politics. It's mostly BS. Now, you yourself, while you currently have the luxury of internet, go out there and go hit some of the YouTubes and stuff. Throwing some at a guy named Agenda Free, a very good reporter, tells it like it is. He doesn't take either side. Look him up on YouTube. Again, Agenda Free, honest news. You know, not politically driven one way or the other. Tells it like it is. You make your own decision. Now, with that being said, this is Healthcare Sucks, and this has been a special report from Healthcare Plus, because remember, in America, healthcare sucks. And if you think for 1 minute with medication cuts, they're not trying to control or kill the disabled, the seniors, and the mentally ill by these medication cuts, you're wrong. So I encourage you, again, to stand up and fight for your rights as far as medications. And I'm going to repeat myself as I did in one of my other videos. You have the rights to have, whether it's opiates, benzos, whatever works for you and whatever your doctor wants to work with. You know, and doctors are being told they'll pull their licenses now if they don't give you medication that you've been on or that works for you. Stick together. Get up off your butts. Make some calls. In Oregon, we've got Wyden. Call him. I've called him. I've got plaques that are going to be on my wall from him. Our wonderful little Kate, that's little Kate Brown, governor in Oregon, Mrs. Do Nothing, basically. Call her, rattle some cages. You'll get nowhere, but hey, at least you did something. Go a little further. Send it to the president. Send it to the House, the senators, you know, all these wonderful Congress men and women that are up there sucking us dry, milking bribes and making money, while the rest of us barely pay our bills, barely have food. How many times do you go to a store and something's marked down and it may not be what you want, but you get it because it's what you can afford? Whether it's meat, produce, whatever. You don't hear a congressman, a governor, any of these pukes going out there and eating this or eating that. And it's as bad as this governor of New York, which is a real puke. No meat on Mondays or some shit, you know? Tell me that isn't politically driven, you know? So with that being said, I think you've got the point now that healthcare does suck. Feel free to read the bylaws and stuff on my site. You'll see that I'm there to help those who cannot help themselves, including myself and my family and my friends and my neighbors and you. I'm here to help you because I know you have suffered, and it's not righteous, brother or sister. God says we should help one another. We should love one another. In doing so, let's throw politics out the door. In the next election, maybe not vote for the left or the right. Let's vote for something different. You might have a something different this time if we're very lucky. Or you know what? I heard another newscast and I was impressed. It's another person that I watch saying don't vote for either A or B. Because by not voting, you're showing that we are disgusted with a broken system. So these are things you could consider. Personally, I'm going to throw one more at you because we're going to proceed with giving a lot more on survival and prepping. I've been doing it for years, and I've got videos put away before I actually came out online this time. And we're going to run some of that. One of them is going to be called Backyard Prepping. Hopefully I'm not stepping on nobody's toes with that, but I came up with that saying many years ago. When I release some of my films, it'll have the dates on them. So, and even if so, we can all share. I mean, it's backyard. I live in in the country, you know, so, and these are things like extra wood products, things you can barter. We're going to go into those kind of things. I'll teach you how to barter. I'll teach you how to trade with items you have currently. With that, healthcare sucks. Have a great day, and take five minutes to say something nice to somebody today. Hell, couldn't do no harm. You have a great day. Over and out.